Today, we are dining at Nuit, a Michelin one-star restaurant in Taipei featuring French contemporary cuisine. Before we came here, we knew little about the restaurant. During the meal, we realized the chef has an impressive background. Not only has he worked in several two-star restaurants, but he is also a winner of the Michelin Young Chef award. Without further ado, let's look at the tasting menu. The tasting menu consists of 11 dishes, while for the main course you can upgrade to the A5 Wagyu. Given this is a French restaurant, we picked the original dish, the pigeon. The first dish is a surf clam from Japan. The brown, coffee-colored sauce underneath utilizes zucchini and white vinegar. On top of it are the sea grapes as a decoration. The whole dish gives you a mild sweet and sour flavor. The first impression is very refreshing, as the whole dish is surrounded by seaweed. Though it is not edible, it gives a very strong mineral note and makes you feel the ocean. Moving to the next one, it is a one-bite appetizer. The tomato is sliced thin and made into a sorbet-like dish. There are also pieces of mackerel served with yuzu. Overall, the first two appetizers do not purely use fresh ingredients to impress you, but rather focus on the right combination and seasoning to slowly open up your appetite. The next dish is a cold brulee. As you remove the cover, you can immediately smell the smoked flavor. Inside, there are some smoked mussels, and on top of them is the crispy rice, adding a crunchy texture. The caviar here is a supporting player, adding a mild salty note. I like how the chef has balanced the portion of the caviar. Some restaurants will simply add a generous amount of caviar to make the presentation grand or justify the high price tag of the dinner. But sometimes, less is more. This dish is a good transition to the coming hot dishes. The first hot dish is a fried item. The outer layer is fried using the tempura method. The batter is thin, not at all oily. Inside is a mousse combining zucchini flour, scallop, and basil. The green sauce underneath has a touch of almond in it as well. The whole dish gives you a light, delicate seafood flavor. This is a totally different style compared to the appetizers, which focused on freshness and mineral notes. You now have the slowly braised turbot in front of you. The first impression, again, comes from the smell. The whole dish is filled with a rich, creamy aroma. I must commend the chef, who has not only catered to the flavors for the palate, but also put effort into satisfying the enjoyment of the sense of smell. The sauce being used is from fried mushrooms. Although I'm not a fan of white fish, I appreciate this dish. The next dish is one of my favorites for tonight. Local lobster is paired with cubed pumpkin. As you may not aware, there are many restrictions in Taiwan on imported ingredients. This adds an additional challenge for the chef when sourcing the right ingredients. He has cleverly added shrimp paste to the sauce, enhancing the complex umami of the lobster. The sweetness of the pumpkin dish matches perfectly with the lobster, creating a unique, rustic flavor. The next dish is foie gras presented in a soup format. You didn't misunderstand, it is a soup. This is also my first time experiencing this presentation. The foie gras is cooked in a rich broth, resulting in a slightly tangy flavor. There are also wolfberries in the soup. On top, you can see some white radish, which adds a refreshing element to balance out the richness. To further avoid an overly oily mouthfeel, the soup has been mixed with corn juice and a touch of orange note, neutralizing that heavy sensation. I've noticed that chefs seem to put additional effort into preparations featuring foie gras. For example, the chef from Velroger turned it into a macaron, while Suharing combined it into chocolate and hazelnut waffles. And here we have the soup presentation. This is one of the reasons I enjoy exploring different restaurants. The chefs are always thinking outside the box to impress their audience. And now, we've arrived at the main dish. I believe this is one of the best pigeon I've tried so far. As usual, the smell came first. When it was placed on the table, the aroma of the charcoal roasting hit the nose. Pigeon is already quite challenging to cook well compared to other meats, but using charcoal takes it to another level of difficulty. Yet the result is fantastic, crispy on the outside but wonderfully tender inside. As for the sauce, it's made from figs. That distinctive fruit flavor is quite prominent, a little on the sweeter side, but it doesn't overwhelm the dish. It's just enough to complement the pigeon without making the dish feel heavy. This is definitely the highlight of tonight.
The drinks bring back all the memories of everything.
For the dessert course, I won't go through all of them, but I'll just highlight the upcoming one. This is an ice cream made from white jade flowers. It's hard to describe the exact flavor, but it's full of a rich, floral aroma. Underneath the ice cream is an almond tea base. The coffee bean-like elements are actually made from banana. And the crispy wafer on top is crafted from soy milk. The whole dessert is refreshing, gently balancing your palate before the end of the meal. To conclude this meal, it exceeded my expectations. Throughout the full dining experience, you can feel the chef has put in additional effort to make each dish the finest it can be. I was fortunate enough to meet the chef towards the end of the dinner, and I realized the reason the staff can provide detailed explanations of each dish from memory, rather than just rote recitation. All the staff have the opportunity to taste the new menu items when they are launched. This small action allows them to form their own personal perspectives on each dish. They succeed as a team. Through our conversation, I believe achieving a Michelin star is not the chef's final destination. Thank you again for this wonderful evening. That concludes today's video. If you're interested in exploring more fine dining restaurants and travel itineraries, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. I'll see you in the next video.